live from Long Island, New York. It's Love, Death, and Taxes. Hello, Agnes. How are you doing today?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. Can't you see how wonderful I am
Okay,
today?
absolutely wonderful. High def, looking great, ready to move forward. Um, I've come out of my turkey coma from last week. How about you? You're done.
Yes, I had two dinners. I had two Thanksgivings.
Okay.
Yes, it was wonderful.
Okay.
Everything went well. So yeah, and we're ready for Christmas. It was extremely busy weekend last
Yeah.
weekend.
Yeah.
A lot of work. Like, okay, let's do Thanksgiving. Come out of Thanksgiving, jump into Christmas, and and other things. And a busy week because it's December. You have to catch up with a lot of different things. And actually, I was extremely busy today until like an
Mm.
hour ago, and now I'm like, okay, now I can
Okay. Now
relax.
chill. Right. This is the thing you enjoy. Exactly. This is the thing you can enjoy as opposed to feeling like, oh, there's so many other things to do. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you are. And even though we're going to have an unusual topic today, well, we haven't been touching on death for a long time. So the topic today is going to be more about how that can be, how death can sometimes be very confusing for people. It can be weird for people if you had a complicated or unusual relationship, or maybe even not even necessarily a relationship, but a different viewpoint on a particular person. And you can hear people sometimes that person has passed away, and they're always saying to you, don't speak ill of the dead, but it's kind of hard not to sometimes. So that's what we're going to be doing today,
Yeah.
right after this.
Everybody.
So yes, we are this week, um, a like there have been a lot of people in the news who are um, who are exhibiting what we would refer to as bad behavior, or have been known to have bad behavior in the past. There are people who are trying to get uh, they're trying to get passed
Confirmed.
as, yes, confirmed in the Senate.
I wonder who you're talking about. Hmm.
Yeah, who are we talking about? There are people trying to get confirmed to the Senate whose moms literally have to come on TV. And did you see that his mom
The
came on
redemption,
TV?
redemption story. I know. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, redemption story. Yes.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I'm talking about Pete Hegseth, who's supposed to be, I think it's DOJ, right? He's supposed to be head of DOJ, but he's Donald Trump's pick for the DOJ. And as it turns out, Pete Hegseth has a lot of things in his past. So there's misogyny, there's and I'm using a big word. Let's not say that. Let's be specific about what happened. They say that there was a lot of alcohol abuse, that he bankrupted a couple of places, and that he mistreated women who were under his care there. So these things are coming in, and then
So he's
his
taking example from his boss to be.
yeah, and then his mother came on TV to try to tell us that these things were rumors that happened 7 years ago, but the rumor was from her. She wrote an email about him saying how bad he was as a person, how bad he was as a person. And now she's coming on TV to tell us, no, 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 don't forget about that. Those are just rumors. I'm like, wait, wait, wait. Did you not write the email? So, which is it? What happened? Then I saw this woman who got on a plane and went to France. I don't even know how she got on the plane.
Oh my God.
Did you see this in the news?
I did. I
She
did.
got
I
on the
did.
plane
Did you heard what
and
she
got
said, that
all
she
the.
was sold, that she was sold to her husband by Russian government? I think this lady is very unstable. You didn't hear that story yesterday on
That's
the
what.
news. That's what was said, that She said that
Oh, that's what she said.
she was sold by Russian government to her, or by her and her family, to her husband for $20,000, something like that. And she's 57. Okay,
She's
this
she's
lady
cheap.
is mentally unstable. So
You don't think that this is actually real? It's like $20,000 for a wife. I got to think about that. As long as she, as long
listen,
as she does.
I can hook you up with my cousin if you're really that desperate. Okay, so you don't have to pay. You don't have to
Well,
pay.
I'm just saying, would I pay you? Would I pay the cousin? What do we do? But yeah, as long as she doesn't expose me by trying to run away on a plane somewhere. But yeah, she's trying to get on this plane, and you say to yourself, "Is this person?" So you think that that was more mental health problem? That's not because she just,
Absolutely.
yeah, because she was
Just look at
doing.
just look at
She
this lady.
she had a plan. She snuck by, because she got on the plane acting like she was part of the crew, and then she didn't have a seat. I guess she was looking. She was hoping there would probably be an open seat, but there were no open seats. So what she did was she went from bathroom
To
to
bathroom,
bathroom to
bathroom. Yeah.
bathroom to bathroom, and then the air hostesses were
Long
like,
8 hour flight. Let me
"What's
tell
going
you.
on?" It's crazy. That's crazy. And then there's, people like, that woman's in my seat. And that's when she got caught. So that's another misbehavior. Now, this last guy who actually was murdered this week and who has passed on, um, it's very interesting to see the the reported, like, the way people are treating it online. And I think sometimes people say things online that they would never say in person, about a person, but they've been saying really mean things about the CEO from, what is it, United Healthcare? That's what
Yeah.
it is, right? Uh, it looks like he was hunted down and murdered by a guy who, by the way, it looks like he was a professional. It looks like he did this and he got out of New York. They're saying now that they have pictures of his face, but not real. Like, they still can't figure out who he is.
Oh,
And
they can.
he
They have his full
eventually they
face.
will,
Yeah, they have
unless
his
they don't
face
want to.
smiling without a mask.
Yes, I saw that.
He-
I saw that.
Yeah,
He was like at his, hostel. They said hostel. I say
yeah.
he was at a hostel, and apparently he shared a room with two other men. So if
y-
he did that and shared the hostel with two other men, which probably means he paid in cash, very interesting situation.
mhm.
Shot the guy with a silencer on the thing,
It wasn't
very
silencer.
perfect.
That was different the type of a gun. It looks like they had
It
silencer,
was
but
like a silencer.
it's very quiet. And there's
Okay,
another thing,
I
the
heard
type of the
one.
gun that he had, it's very unusual. So it was
Okay.
already tracked where they're selling the gun.
Okay,
Yes.
okay, okay. And then he had written on the bullets these three words that basically are the words that the system that healthcare agencies use to deny and then not pay, deny, depose, and something else. We're not going to give you, we're not going to give you, whatever money you're supposed to get for whatever. And it's very interesting. This same week, another CEO at another healthcare place was saying, "Oh, we're not going to pay for anesthesia for people throughout the entirety um, of their operations." And then he had to very quickly roll that back. I thought that was very interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah, he was like,
let them start with the CEO first to go under and see how it feels. I think that should be mandatory when they're doing steps. They want to take steps
right,
like that. Let's start
right.
with them, and then let's see how it feels.
If you're going to have some sort of issue, and tell people that they're supposed to do that, have it apply to you or your family as well. How dare you say, "Okay, I'm just going to take this away and you're not going to have anesthesia"?
You or your mother, let's have it first, or your father first, and then
Say you or your
absolutely, absolutely.
mother. Jamaicans listening to this show are
Yeah.
like, in stitches right now. You say you or your mother. It's so.
I have to tell you that in Europe, they actually don't put you
Mhm.
under for colonoscopy. They would just give you local anesthesia. Honest to
That
God,
makes sense.
I have no idea how people can do that because I'll be like afraid to move any kind of
Okay.
movement. And actually, my cousin
Okay.
has perforated colon during colonoscopy. Um,
Oh,
and she was wide awake, just, like
what?
they remove polyps under local, not full anesthesia. My close family member had i- surgery on her hand, carpal tunnel with local, uh,
Local
just,
anesthesia.
yeah, and
Wow.
she was awake. Again, I would have heart attack first, and maybe then we'll operate it very quickly and he'll let me go, to attend to my heart. I cannot mentally, I don't think I'll be able to take that. You can slice me,
Yeah.
dice me, do whatever, but I have to be out. I cannot
Yeah.
mentally even comprehend that. But
Right.
to
Right.
come back to the first person that it needs
Yeah.
to be confirmed,
The
I would
United
like to
Healthcare.
address that. No,
Oh,
no, before, yeah,
you want to address Pete
I
Hegseth?
would like
Okay.
to
Okay.
address that, yes, because I I don't want anyone to think that you know life happens. You are the way you are in life. We're younger, we make mistakes.
Yes.
Like, when we're 45, very young, we make mistakes. Well,
Just 7 years ago. It was just the other day.
that's
That's
another.
the other funny thing to me. It's like, oh, when he was younger. No, no, no. It was 7 years ago. It's just the other day. How dare
Yeah.
you say it was a?
And
But go ahead.
I feel, first of all, I feel very sorry for those wives who have to stand there with a big smile on their faces and I'm supporting my man. I feel like stabbing him like right now, but I'm gonna smile and support him. But beside that, like I get it. In regular people, their redemption story doesn't matter how old you are because life is life. And I always keep saying no judgment for anything that happens in life because life happens.
Right.
By the way, funny
Right.
story, I had a phone call today for my ex-husband. They're looking for him because he owns money, and they called my husband, like we've been divorced for over 20 years, and I was like, yeah, when you find him, ask him because he owes me $80,000, so please collect that for me as well. But look,
Isn't this not the one who passed away as well?
no, 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 no,
No,
no,
he's
no.
okay.
That's
Okay.
another one. We don't get it. That's not this
Sorry.
show. That's not this show.
Now I'm exposing your business. Yes. It's a whole different show.
That's a different show. But again, life happens, difficulties happen. There are people that they fall on their backside. They will get up. I did it myself a couple times in my life. I get up, I
I'm
shake it
doing
off,
it
and
right
continue
now.
go. And look, there you go. But the thing is to move on, become a better person, going a redemption story at any age. Fantastic. Fantastic for any regular Joe Schmo. For the person that we're choosing to be in charge of such a important department, to be in charge to make decisions that will affect a nation or a
Yes.
world.
Yes.
I would think we should have a little bit different
Standard. You're so
standards
right.
for that person. Yes.
You're
Just like,
absolutely right.
when we're using a pulp, we're not going to take a sex offender and who was expelled from a couple parishes to choose him a pulp, okay? Because he's not qualified.
Why
Different
not?
standards for that person. So for a person who we're just looking, that's why those people are so special. They have to have qualifications.
Yeah.
I would not be even considered because I'm not qualified, not even in a little,
Right.
little
Right.
part of it. So like we're looking for those people that they have not only qualifications, they have experience, they have personalities, that they are they're example. to be taken from. The people that they
Hey.
are really qualified to be in that particular position. I mean, like, kudos to you that fine, you're no longer drinking, you're no longer smoking, you're no longer, looking for entertainment outside your marriage, whatever that is. You made
Mhm.
mistakes. God came to you, enlightened you, and you're a better person for it. I'm happy for you. I will pray for you. But you cannot run the country. You cannot make decisions that will affect millions of people and just simply, be on that important level, because obviously you are not qualified. You don't have experience requiring to be on that seat. I mean, like, come on.
Or you have a track record of making poor decisions. I'm not saying, even if you are qualified, you went through all the schooling, you did all of this experience, you did all of these things in the back that should definitely put you in the right place. But if you have a track record of not being able to control yourself, control the people who work under you, or manage the resources that you are actually expected to make, then that would make sense to me. And I'm saying this on both. I'm not saying this as a Democrat or as a
It doesn't
conservative or so
matter. Forget the
anybody.
party. Anybody.
Yeah, if you're not qualified, you're just not qualified. That's common sense. They like, a lot of people like to say, oh, these guys, they don't have common sense, or they're not used. This is a common sense thing. Why would you choose someone who clearly, and it's appearing, it's it's seeming to me that a lot of these people are being chosen without being properly vetted. Like, he's just like picking people because
No,
first
no,
of all, a
because
lot of
you
them are on
like me.
TV.
I'm
So
gonna put you on my team
yeah,
because you like me, because you are
yeah,
voting for me, because you're
yeah,
telling me that I'm the greatest person ever. So you're gonna be,
yeah.
I'm
So
gonna
you like,
reward you for that because you're bullshitting me. Big, so I'm
yeah.
gonna reward you for that. This is
That's what
great.
it
That's
seems
not
to
the way
be.
it's supposed to
Yeah.
be like. That's not supposed to be like.
That is not the way it's supposed
That's
to be.
beside the
And
point. Now coming
anybody
back,
who would be normal would understand it. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that would
But
normally,
coming back to the
yeah,
latest
it's
homicide,
not about my yes man. It's not who's over here.
no,
But
it's
yeah.
really sad seeing that this young person, because this guy,
Mhm.
it looks like a very young person, just destroyed the rest of his life for looks like a revenge. You know, revenge is
Yeah.
not revenge is the best when you it's easy to go and make someone angry or do something spiteful to a person, or like this guy killed the guy and then he destroyed his life. That's not a revenge. To me, that's stupidity.
Yeah.
That's really
Yeah,
stupidity.
you're saying not only did he destroy, he took away this guy's life, but he's also destroyed his own life, because they
Absolutely.
are going to find him at some point,
Absolutely.
right? That face
Absolutely.
exists. We could clearly see it. Today's like 3 days after it actually happened, ladies and gentlemen. And they have they've backtracked. He did it in New York City, on the streets of New York City at 6:45 a.m. So it's not even night anymore. At 6:45 a.m. in New York City, even in daylight saving time, it's now you can see things. And
Yeah.
so this guy was going around. He was all over the city. There are cameras everywhere. The only place I've ever seen this many cameras in any other city is London. London has a ridiculous amount of CCTV, but this, it was found. And so there's no way he's not going to get found unless he completely runs away. And by the time they did track him down and they tracked every movement that he made, he got, it seems like he got on a bus out of the Port Authority and left. He could have gotten a train too, because Port
They,
Authority
they
has
already
trains that
they
run over
already
there, right?
know that he came from Atlanta on Greyhound, so
Oh,
doesn't matter what state
so
you're gonna be, if they're gonna
yeah,
find him.
yeah,
Just a matter of time.
he's got to get on like a banana boat and hide under and get out of here. Or maybe he
Go
can
to
do what that
Congo.
woman did. Maybe he can do what that woman did and make his way to Paris. But they'll bring you back. But bottom line is, yeah, it's going to be very,
Yeah.
very difficult. He has destroyed his own life. Is very and I know right now, because there are a lot of people online, and this is the weird thing that I'm talking about, and why I wanted to talk about this today. The weird thing that's happening online is everybody's saying, "Hey, look, it's kind of good that he did that," or they're not meeting it with, "Oh my gosh, this person has lost his life." It's more like, he's the CEO of a healthcare company, and we don't feel bad for him. And I don't think, I'm sorry, that is not the initial thing that I thought. I immediately
Two
felt this person
children
is,
lost their father.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Two
He
children
lost his
lost their
father.
father. He was separated from his wife or divorced from his wife, whatever it was. But two
Yeah,
children lost their father. That's
yeah,
the main point. Okay.
yeah,
Two children, two boys lost their father. That's the
yeah,
biggest loss that they could ever encounter. Okay.
right.
So they have no role model. They're gonna miss him for the rest of his life, and they will never know what could have been,
No,
what kind of impact he would have on his on his life. Obviously he was qualified from a very young age. When
yes.
talking about qualifications,
Yeah,
this man was
that's the important
qualified.
thing.
Yeah, he was qualified for the position that he was in. Any CEO must have make certain difficult decisions, and you
Yeah,
cannot blame um, only the head of the organization for something that happened in a different department. Myself, I have been denied certain things from certain medications that my doctor just decided that
right.
I should be on. They were I was denied because, oh no, there's 12 other things that want them to try. They always do that. I don't want to try this one because they have side effects. So they have to fight. We know that story. We all
Yeah,
know the story. We all
yeah,
each been through this. But do we really going to go and blame the head of the organization for those kind of
yes.
things?
Exactly. I'm not only going to go and shoot. Okay, so say the person who actually made the decision at the lower level, would you go and shoot them? No. But the idea, then you're going to go to the CEO of the company, who is so far removed from the idea of the thing, you're now going to go and do that to them. That's kind of out there. It's a little bit crazy. I've never seen anything like that. I'm a little bit disturbed about it. I'm on. The idea then would be, hey, how do you deal with someone who you don't consider to be, at the at a see, in this guy, we don't even necessarily know that he's a bad person. It's just the decisions being made by an organization that he is running. But let's say, for example, he was the CEO who wanted to take away anesthesia from everybody, which also happened this week. Okay, say he wanted to do that. Can you even look at that person and say this is a bad person, or is it maybe just because he's cutting costs? I mean, does he feel for other people? Is that the issue?
Well, the anesthesia thing, so like really got to me, like personally, like I told you, when I hear story that people do with on the local, it's like, oh no, I would never be able to do it. So like for me personally, that will be like, mm, go and have something removed. I'm not gonna say which part. Just like with local, whatever, and then we will talk about other procedures. Um, we don't know exactly enough about this particular situation. We heard different things about the CEO personally, that he was under some investigations, whatever. So we don't really know enough. We're just assuming a lot that looks like a revenge. Looks like that someone would
Exactly.
try to just get even. What really happened? It's too early to say. But if that's what it was, if there was a revenge, this boy, like really, because looks like a very young boy, that boy already make horrible horrible decision, because it's not only he took a father away from those two kids. Forget that he was CEO. He took a father away from two children. He ruined his life as well. For us of
So how
revenge.
do we?
Mhm. Go
Okay,
ahead.
go ahead. Go ahead. As
So,
for revenge, well, I was going to say,
for
how do we process that? You're right. How do we process that instead? Because you work with people who are in grieving, and I'm sure some of them will come to you and say, "Yeah, my husband or my wife or my kid or my aunt or my uncle or my mother or my father, my Buddha passed away, but they didn't always treat me the best." How do you deal with that situation? What is the best way for people to handle
maybe I'm a wrong person to talk about
that?
that because like for others I will have understanding, and I will listen, and as a facilitator I will listen, and yeah, like, there's a lot of anger, so they will want to sue someone. That's a normal reaction. That something happened, someone dies in a hospital, I'm going to sue the doctor, the hospital, whatever, until they come down and understand what exactly took place. So that's first reaction. But when someone dies, I you already know me. I'm too straightforward. So
You got to say what you feel.
when someone close to me passed, and I'm sitting there, and I was actually sitting by in the room where it's in a funeral home, and be like, oh, he was so wonderful. Oh, he just. I'm sorry. Are we talking about the same person? Like I get it. I get it. You shouldn't supposed to say, but are we talking about the same person? Why can't we be
Right.
honest? Let's pray
Yeah.
for his soul, for that person's soul, but let's be honest. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to say too much right now to not to disclose exactly who I'm talking about, but it's like I actually opened my mouth, and I turned this into a funny story, because everyone sits there and kind of pretends to be, oh, like, no, no, oh, no, oh, like, mm, people have different feelings. For some person, although that's the way I felt, but
Yeah.
as someone very close to that person, they have different relationship with that person, so they feel different way. So yes, they say you have nothing nice to say, so shut up and don't say anything.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it, because you do not want to hurt others people feelings, you know
Right.
so you should really
I,
shut
I'm.
up.
I I can't imagine being the sons of this man, and then looking online and seeing people literally putting up laughing emojis on his, because he's being shot or whatever. Like they have the picture, the CCT picture, TV picture of the shooter, and then underneath it they have like little emojis, and some of them are laughing. I just think that that is so callous, regardless of how you feel, and the public perception versus the personal truth of the person or whatever. And that's the other thing I hear them say, oh, he's separated from his wife, as if to say that
No,
makes him a bad person. That doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad person. It means just two people couldn't possibly get along. But there could be so many different reasons for him. How he knows that is his fault, or a fault
no.
in his
He
character.
was
Yeah.
he was a victim of a really senseless crime, which no matter what problem there is,
Yeah.
violence, it's never an answer. Never.
Yeah. Yeah.
Completely.
It's a
There's no place to take somebody's life like that. You do not know what you're doing, because it's just it cannot, to me, that's not an answer. That's a horrible thing to do. To do such a thing, it's a horrible. You are not God. You cannot be the one to take a life away. You didn't give that life. You are not taking that life away, because that man was still very young. You do not know what he could achieve in his life, and
right.
that's under his career part. But he was a father of two boys, young boys. Forget, you do not know if he would have more children. You do not know if he would have come back to his wife. You do not know what he could offer to those kids. You do not know. And that man cut everything
Right.
down, because you do not know, even as a CEO, what kind of decisions he could make. Maybe he could improve things.
Right.
You do
Right.
not know.
Exactly.
Now, so like
Exactly.
no one is a judge and jury. No one. And there's no excuse for
Yeah.
any kind of
It shouldn't
violent
be.
attempt.
It should. Yeah. 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 I think we do need to sort of find some sort of peace in someone passing, and even though you don't have to lie and say this person was a good person or this person was a bad person or whatever, but there should be some sort of middle ground there where you can just say, okay, the person passed away and allow it to go on like that. But yeah, the other part, there are two things here. Yeah, how do I decide I'm just going to go and shoot somebody? And then also, who are we dealing with in the aftermath of his passing, and how do we deal with that? There's a lot of pressure to conform, and I think people are doing it the opposite way. And that's why this was interesting to me. I was like, wow, normally people all say good things about the dead. And in this particular case, they were all saying negative things about the person that they don't necessarily even know. I thought that was not cool. And then, you can mourn what could have been as well, because you could have had a better relationship with this person if you had just brought up information instead of just going and killing the guy.
He
I
had
mean,
no right. He had no right.
even now we don't even know what happened.
Yeah,
Hmm?
he got no right to do that whatsoever. And
Yeah,
again, we do not know what happened. Maybe he lost someone dear to him. Maybe something happened. We do not know. We can only assume so far.
right.
But
But
as I
regardless,
was,
that is the behavior of a psychopath. We don't in our particular current society, that is not the way we take people out. I mean, 500 years ago, yeah, there's a guy going around and he's the angel of death and he's putting people to death or whatever. And yeah, fine, I get it. You do, but in today's world, that's not. It's highly unlikely. I really would like to know exactly what happened there and why that person, what his true motivations are. But really, there's no excuse for that kind of behavior. So
no.
it is what it is. Ladies and gents, we've hit the 32-minute mark. I want to let you know that if you do want to tell us a little bit more about the show, you like the show, you want to send in a topic, you want to send that a mailbag at lovedeathandtaxes.com. If you're looking for help, oh my gosh, we didn't even cover this. It looks like that BOI, the business information that is being requested by the government this year that they put in, it looks like that is going to be challenged. It's being challenged by a Texas company, so that you don't have to actually put in your business information for your company if you have an LLC. And what they were saying was you get charged 500, it was 500, now it's 591 because they adjusted for inflation. 500, a fine of $591 a day if you do not fill in some business information and give it over to the Treasury, give it over to the finance, uh, 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 the people who actually come after you for issues when you have it. They want you to tell everybody who is in your LLC, and it looks like that is now being challenged, and they may not necessarily. Have you heard about that? That they're
Yeah.
challenging it? Okay, great. So, ladies and gents, I'm not going to tell you because I'm not going to give you advice here and tell you not to turn it in and then get in trouble. But it looks as though it's being ruled unconstitutional and is being stricken down. But I think you should look for
I can guarantee you that after January, that will become that it's okay to do that. Um,
you
because
know
this
why? Yeah,
way you
that's
can
right.
continue having shell companies, and you
Yeah,
can hide who is the owner,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. The
Um,
new administration coming in is more likely to have less
Relaxed
regulation
rules.
than more regulation.
Yes. So we
Exactly,
relaxed
exactly.
rules.
All
So
right. So,
this will
but
continue.
if you still have issues, Exactly. Still have issues. You still need advice. You have tax problems, especially you want to go to nytaxresolutions.com. Check out Agnes if you have an issue, regardless of how bad it is or what you haven't done for so long. No judgment. Definitely, if you are listening to this show, you enjoyed it. You enjoyed our banter. You enjoyed hearing it. Please click like and subscribe. And I just want to hope that you have a wonderful holiday. I expect that we're going to have some more shows, and we're definitely having a show before New Year's. But, ladies and gents, it's the holiday season. I want you to go out, enjoy yourself, support local independent businesses. Okay, your Jeff Bezos has already made his money. Elon has already made his money. These people have already made billions of dollars. Please support your local independent small businesses in your town, nearby where you are, because that's actually going to come back and help your roads, your schools, your local economy. And 70% of that goes right back into where you are versus something that you buy from a big box store or an online giant. All right. That's my soapbox. Okay. All right. I want you to have a great evening and have a great weekend. Bye bye, Agnes.
Absolutely. Thank you. Bye.
All right.